Jared, you want to get into some comments a very prominent college basketball coach made before the tournament about mid majors and their place in the tournament.
Yeah. So when we talk about leveling the playing field, we're talking about the gap between the Power Fives, Group of Fives, and the mid majors. What's the difference between those teams? It's money. It's funding. So a team like in the SWAC or the MEAC, or even teams that are in the whatever conference Farley Dickinson's in, who beat Purdue last year, who you have all of these mid-major conferences that don't have the same funding as these conferences. What do they need? They need money. And what's the best way to get money is to win and to find their way into the NCAA tournament where they can get that $2 million payout. But the big conferences, they don't like that because they have teams that, are left out of the fray because they lose in their conference tournament and they suffer as a result of the teams who are guaranteed at-large bids for winning in the conference tournament. Cue up Tom Izzo, who says that they should rethink, or I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it's along the lines of me paraphrasing, saying that he thinks that the NCAA should rethink the mid-major teams getting at-large bids. I mean, not at-large bids,
automatic bids.
Automatic bids for winning a conference tournament. And the SEC commissioner, Greg Sankey, I want to read this quote because this was just insane to me. He said, and I quote, "Giving away highly competitive opportunities for automatic qualifiers from smaller leagues, suggesting automatic qualifiers in mid-major conferences be taken away in favor of power conference teams. I'm a Division II guy, so I'm always looking for the little guys. I'm not very big myself, so I always have an appreciation, and maybe that would be a reason to expand. I just think what's happening now, everybody likes the upsets in the first weekend, but I'm not sure moving on, that's what's best for the game. I think it's good to be looked at seriously." When you think about the NCAA tournament, you think about the fact on the men's side that anything can happen. On the women's side, you think about the stars running the game. You think about Candace Parker with Tennessee. You think about Breanna Stewart with UConn. Think about Brittany Griner with Baylor. You think about the stars. When you think about the men's tournament, stars doesn't matter. It's about who is lined up on that day and who has the best game. And the best team on that day wins. That's why St. Peter's, as a 15 seed, went to the Elite Eight. That's why Farley Dickinson beat Purdue, who had the National Player of the Year, Zach Edey, on their team last year. That's why George Mason in 2006 made it all the way to the Elite Eight. That's why, or Final Four, I think. That's why Norfolk State in 2012 beat Missouri, and we're still talking about that. Mid-majors are the backbone of what makes the NCAA tournament so fun. I know we remember the Villanova winning the national championship in, I believe, 2016 on a buzzer beater. I know we remember Grant Hill throwing the outlet pass to Christian Laettner and him hitting the shot at the buzzer to advance in the Sweet 16. I know we remember the Fab Five of Michigan. I know we remember Arizona winning the championship in 97. I know we remember all of these Power Five teams who had dominant runs. Kemba Walker in 2014 having an insane run in the Big East tournament and then carrying it over to the NCAA tournament. We get that. But what makes the men's tournament so exciting is those mid-major teams who at any given moment can be upset-minded and knock off the team that we think is championship-bound. Just think about UMBC a couple of years ago when they became the first team to win as a 16 seed. I don't think we ever would have thought that a 16 seed could win in the NCAA tournament. It hadn't happened before, but it happened. And look what's happened since. We've had a 15 seed in the Elite Eight. We've had multiple 15 seeds win so often, we don't even shrug at that anymore. It's a normal occurrence in the men's tournament. In the women's tournament, a 14 and 15 seed has never won past the first round. So that tells you the difference. Exactly. It's madness. Madness is the sell of the tournament. If it was just all ACC, Big 10, Big 12, or whatever, all these Power 5 conferences, Pac-12 now isn't going to be a thing anymore. But like, if it was just all of that, then what's the excitement? There's no upsets. There's no, oh my God, I can't believe that team didn't win. No, it's not. They play each other all season. And then not beyond just the fact that you're robbing fans of that spectacular upset that is talked about for years and years. You're telling these teams that they are going to miss out on a $2 million payout because you want the teams in the ACC and the SEC and the Big 10 and the Big East to get a at-large bid in favor of a mid-major who won their conference tournament. Let me ask you something. Them teams that didn't make it to the tournament, are they hurting for money? Those teams that didn't make it to the tournament, are they upset because the players probably are, but the schools, they're not affected by that. What you think would happen if Grambling State didn't make it to the tournament? What do you think that $2 million could do for them in their program going forward? What do you think that $2 million could do for Norfolk State, men's and women's? Howard. What do you think that money would do for Howard, Jackson State? We are not on a level playing field. That $2 million ain't even going to put us on a level playing field either. But it at least bridge the gap a little bit. It'll at least help us out a little bit. So you telling us that mid-majors shouldn't be allowed to be in the tournament? That's just going to put the pedestal on the big conferences forever, and the mid-majors are just going to flail out. That's to me is just there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. It's like
it's stupid. That's the word for it.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. I was trying. It's a dictatorship, basically. You're trying to dictate who it remains at the top and keeping the little guy the little guy. You know what I mean? And that's I don't want to get too deep into it. Elitism. Thank you, Brandon. It's elitism. That's basically what it is. It's elitism. You're trying to keep the guys who are already at the top and don't need the accolades anyway. Because I guarantee if you look at the resume of those Power 5 teams that didn't make it to the conference, to the national championship, national tournament, they're fine. I promise you they'll be fine. And granted, yes, we our mid-majors need to get over that hump, and we need to get one that to finally make it to the national championship game and win it all. Yes, it's a results game at the end of the day, but you're robbing us of the opportunity to prove ourselves. You're robbing us of the opportunity to bridge the gap at least even a little bit. And I just think that, with everything that Chris said, he's absolutely right that basketball can be that thing that helps us to build our programs, that helps to build our institutions. But, comments like this, that mid-majors shouldn't get automatic bids for winning their conference tournament. You're robbing us of the chance to better ourselves. And I just didn't like that. I don't like that at all.